It's Bob and Tom Tonight, starring Chick McGee, Christy Lee, Josh Arnold, Ace Cosby, Pat Godwin, Willie Griswold, and Tom Griswold.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Let's get those introductions out this time. Well, that's a nice blue shirt, Pat Godwin.
Thanks, Tom.
Very handsome.
Thank you.
Okay, just let it seep in there.
It's all like almost one color back there.
Solid.
That background is really great. Reminds me of the Wilhelm Reich designs for those speeches back in the Oh, sorry.
I was just thinking that.
See, they put the lights up. So they look like pillars to heaven, Christy. Actually, it's brilliant architecture. Ace Cosby is right over there. He's a Las Vegas Raiders fan, wearing the appropriate gear for same. Chick McGee's across the way. I can see him at the sports. Says, this is Tom speaking. Willie G is right next to me. Good to see you, Willie. And we have, once again, auditioning for the Dinty Moore beef stew role on the can. He's not on the can right now.
No. It's quite a trip.
Now, if you go back and listen to that, I think you would go, what the hell am I saying?
Josh Arnold on the can. No, he'd be the guy on the can of Dinty Moore beef stew. It's Josh Arnold. Actually, that's the IHateStevensinger.com sidekick chair. Once again, I'm urging you to go to IHateStevensinger.com, get some nice jewelry, and just dangle a bracelet around the turkey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Very good. Don't hide it in the mashed potatoes. Bad idea. Christy Lee.
Yo.
10,000 sailors can't be wrong. She's at the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk. And Christy's taking a few days off, trying to see if she can rediscover her soul.
Find out what day it is.
Find a will to live.
I know this has become kind of a hack premise, but I literally forgot what day it was again the other day.
Not date, but day.
Day.
Yeah.
Day of the week. And for some reason, I'd have to talk to a guy at a body shop. Apparently, Americans have forgotten how to drive.
I have a question.
Did you say Americans?
Yeah. Yesterday, I pulled up to a four-way stop. I stopped, and I looked over to my right and thought, I don't think that lady's going to stop.
Yep.
And she didn't even touch the brakes. Okay.
Yeah.
New rules, huh?
I read an article about it.
It's bad.
Tickets are up. Accidents are up.
People are crazy out there.
Cell phones, or is it people just losing their minds?
And you're going to find this alarming because I did. Our memories are 25% less effective during these times because we have less interaction with people. Evidently, that cuts down your memory.
Well, that's interesting. Very good. Well, what we'll do today is, as you know, the
25%.
The big thing, contemporary corporate culture certainly is the mission statement.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Everyone's got to have a mission statement.
Right.
You can't just go get a hamburger anymore. They got to have a mission statement.
And an origin story.
Yeah. Our mission statement, of course, ladies and gentlemen, is... Oh, you're welcome. And coming up, we have a little quiz for everybody. I'm very excited about that. But we're also going to feature a veteran's request in a matter of moments. But first, we'll touch our toes into the pool of sports.
As we said, the Colts are virtual first-place tie with Tennessee in the AFC South. 34-17 win over the Titans in Nashville last night at a place they call Nissan Stadium. I had no idea. Phillip Rivers, 29-39, 308 yards and a touchdown, passes Dan Marino in yardage. And Derrick Henry, he's a bad man, but not a monster last night, 103 yards. Actually, Tom, what they say, he had a $103 on 19 carries. What a sports guy.
Chick, what about my close personal friend, Naeem Hines, got 2 touchdowns.
Naeem Hines, he went off last night. That's what they say.
I gave him a pretty big pep talk before.
Did you?
He said that our friendship is kind of what gets him through right now. During this
Nice.
That's good. Yeah, he was actually really nice. He kind of teared up, and then I did too.
Does he wear number 57 in honor of the ketchup?
No,
really
He should be wearing number 57.
It's H-I-N-E.
It's E-S.
It's phonetic. Okay.
Let's see.
So wouldn't that be a great ad for Heinz ketchup? He gets up there and he goes, "You're spelling it wrong." Have the whole theme about how they're spelling it. Genius.
I get it. No, spelled wrong, tastes the same. How about that?
I get the feeling what you just did, something, genius. You say that a lot to yourself. I'm just guessing.
No, there are certain commercials that are so great. For example, the aforementioned commercial where they have the people out in the woods and they're scared and they're being chased and they, instead of whatever it is, getting in the running car.
Right,
they go to the chainsaw.
They go hide behind the chainsaws,
sure.
Of course, yeah.
That's a great commercial. Very, very funny.
Can we talk about what you were talking about off the air? About the pie thing? I said to Tom, he sent me an email, and I go, I apologize. I thought we had till this morning to pick out our Thanksgiving pie. And he goes, I go, did you get my email? He goes, yeah, I put that list in my shoe. I go, what?
What? Is that an expression for you?
No.
Why am I not surprised?
As you know,
I said you put it in your sock,
every
right?
Thanksgiving, we have our pie lady, and she makes these great pies. So, and cookies. So every Thanksgiving, I give everybody the pie that they want and the cookies that they want.
Thank you. It's very generous of you, sir.
And so I did it sort of by email. And last year, someone else organized it, but I'm doing it myself this year. So I sat down, went through all the emails, and made a little chart.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to forget it this morning, so I put it in my shoe.
Why didn't you just have a list?
Why didn't you put it in your pocket?
What about a pocket?
One of your 17 pockets.
Because my pants were in the dryer.
I see.
Okay.
So you put your shoes on before you put on your pants?
No.
I
didn't want to put the list in my pants while I was in the dryer.
Can I say something really quick?
Wait a minute.
Christy,
No.
as you said you put your shoes on before you put on your pants, and then you said no. Like, we're the weirdos. That's not fair. You're the weird one.
No, he goes, I didn't want to put it. Well, your pants are in the dryer.
Yeah.
So if
Well,
you
they
have
got
your
to be in the
shoes
dryer
on,
because he washes them 80 times.
So this morning when I went down, I got my shoe. Oh, there's that list. Took it out of my shoe, put my pants on, put it in my pocket.
Oh, okay. It's
okay. So you didn't wear it to work in your shoe.
No, that would be stupid.
What do you mean a chart?
Yeah, that'd be stupid.
Why don't you just put the name and the kind of pie we want? But there's a chart.
Because you've got your divisions. You've got cookies, and then you've got your pie.
a pie chart.
Thank you. That actually went somewhere.
Ladies
Call it
and
there.
gentlemen.
I mean, that was.
What percentage?
And now
okay.
here's my other favorite thing. He had all that planned. When Josh said pie chart, he knew that was going to happen.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Got a couple more obscure requests coming up.
A magnificent letter in my hand right now.
Veterans request, that's Chick, that's Ace, I'm Tom, that's Willie. Patty G is in the next room. Got something you're going to have to start working on, Pat.
Okay.
Did you get the fish story I sent
did.
you?
I like
okay.
it, yeah.
You got it? You got a hold of it? Okay, good. Christy Lee is right there at the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk. Yes, Mr. McGee.
This is from a gentleman who I've just decided maybe we should start a Charles Club. This is from a Charlie. Of course, I'm a Charles, but they call me Chick, Chuck, hey you, stuff like that.
Right.
You think that would be good to start?
I mean, maybe this gentleman could be one of our butt buddies
Do you think?
if he likes butts.
Charlie, did you hear that? You like butts. You can join me and Josh and be in the Butt Buddies Club.
In the butt.
I digress. Dear Chick,
Missed that.
my goodness, you are right.
Oh, wow. No wonder you...
start.
We all just live in Tom's world. Going into an electronics store yesterday and almost got bumped by a man going in, face embedded in his phone. I get a mumbled, pardon me, face never leaving phone. The overwashed, faded shirt, hat. And all at once, the voice hits me. Oh my God, it's Tom. Totally oblivious to others in his world. I've seen him wander aisles aimlessly as I picked up my order. I hope Tom found what he needed and send my apologies for being at the store in his way.
Wait a second.
Chick, Tom did find what he was looking for because he just told us during the last commercial
Are you
that
kidding?
he was at the electronics store.
Oh, that's right. You weren't in here for that.
I wasn't in here. I was.
Right.
Yeah, he said he went in
I
there.
got the last one. It took him 45 minutes to find it.
Chick, he called me yesterday.
Pardon me.
He called me from the electronics store, and he goes, "Yeah, I've just been here for 20 minutes. There's just these. I can't find. I'm just walking. I'm like, okay, everything's okay?" And he goes, "Yeah, there's just one person been helped for 20 minutes, and I'm just kind of waiting here." So apparently that was
You know
Charlie.
what, though? If your talent, and I don't even think maybe you are aware of it, but when you mumble a pardon me, but in that pardon me, there's like, I'm not sure why you were even in here.
I'm sure I was very gracious, allowing the gentleman to go in the door before me.
That's my point. You weren't at all.
So funny.
Yes.
That timing couldn't have been better because we were just talking about that off the air.
I was attending a slaughter of a herd of cattle in the back.
Nice.
Troy Aikman, one of his tangents that he likes to go off on during a broadcast of an NFL game, he was asked by Joe Buck how important was it to have a dry football? And Troy said, well, some quarterbacks struggle with a wet football. Some seem to do even better with a wet football. But he was one of the quarterbacks, along with Tom Brady, who struggles with a wet football. And
a fully inflated one, am I right?
Of course. Deflategate.
Tom Brady and Troy asked their centers to keep their pants dry to prevent the ball from getting wet and slippery. Aikman went on to say, I struggled a lot with a wet football and used to make my centers change their pants at halftime.
Really?
And Brady would actually, there was too much butt sweat, so Brady would have them powder their bottoms and wear like 2 or 3 extra interior pants to keep the ball sweat off the ball to make it slick. It would make it slick, Tom.
Wow. Man, that's rough.
This is a real problem, evidently, in the NFL. I would think guys with bigger hands would have the problem.
I would think it would be the ball sweat getting on the quarterback's hand.
Yeah.
Rather, is the center sticking the ball between his?
Well, yeah, it slides right there. Yeah.
Oh gosh, remember that story earlier this year about how Drew Brees was worried about how he licks his fingers while he plays?
Yes, yeah.
Look, that's right in butt.
Right, of course, yeah.
That's taint central right there, and then you're just licking your fingers.
Yeah.
Ready.
Right in the butt.
Actually, a taint central.
It's down the road from
Diva's Way.
Snatchers. No, it's between.
Yeah,
it's much closer to Snatcher's Cleft. The train goes to Diva's Way.
You're right, and the train is always
That's fascinating,
on time. Aikman said the first center I remember being an issue with my old college center, Frank Cornish. He was in Dallas and playing with me as well.
The Hens.
I knew that was coming.
Even though he wore a towel, they used baby powder. I never thought of that, Aikman said, but Frank would have liked me a lot more if I kept my mouth shut about how wet the ball was. Ugh. At halftime, I would ask him to change his pants, but they didn't have that much time because by the time he got his pants changed, they were covered in sweat as well because he's in the locker room. He's got knee braces on.
Oh, wow.
There's butt sweats flying around the locker room.
Do you use Gold Bond powder to keep your balls dry, John?
My balls stay fairly dry.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't.
I didn't think anyone used Gold Bond powder.
Tom does.
In the real world until I met you, Tom Griswold.
I'm bathing in it.
I've never had any moisture problem down there.
Me neither. You should have seen us when we were kids at camp. And one kid chafed and needed Gold Bond. So then it's the whole thing where all the kids think they need. So we were just walking around, smelling like a doctor's office all around that place.
Oh, I'm a big fan.
We know you're.
So
if I take my underwear, pull them on, and let them fly back in, a cloud emerges.
Oh, boy. It's like LeBron James's routine.
And also, I'd like to say that my testicles are not sagging. I have the testicles of a 25-year-old man.
Mine tighten up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, during that special time, they tighten up. Of course, that's physiological.
I wish they were a little looser during that special time.
You want them loose,
You just had that handy?
You know what this dance is called, don't you?
It's called the Tighten Up. I just said
Called the Tighten Up.
I just
there
said
you
that.
go. They tighten up, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's the cremaster muscle. That's the muscle that tightens up your scrotum. And
during certain
mine is very strong.
Or it didn't used to be called the Crumb Master.
I was the Crumb Master, yes, when I was in my baking class.
Is that the muscle?
I'm so fat, I'm fatter than anyone.
We haven't heard the fat song in a while.
I'm so fat.
Honestly, I kind of welcome it. I missed it.
Fatter than me. Nobody's fatter than me. All I do, I eat and jerk it and jerk it.
Be quiet. We're enjoying these veterans' requests, and we indeed salute you, men and women out there. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your service.
Some great requests for some really obscure stuff, and we're digging up more of it as we speak. The man in black, of course, over there is Ace Cosby. Apparently going to do a fist fight with Billy Squire. I didn't know that. Chick McGee, what rock star would you most like to get into a fist fight with?
Oh, gosh. Come back to me.
Okay.
Because I want to answer really.
My gut reaction is Bono.
You could take him. He seems like a wuss.
But I wouldn't mind getting into a scrap with like Andrew WK because I think we would like totally fight, and then it would just be afterwards we'd be laughing and have
Party
fun.
time.
Yeah.
Christy, similar question. Which rock star would you sleep with the first?
Right now, of course, it's Peter Frampton. We talked about
there we go.
Okay.
Peter's got a new book out. We're talking to Peter in just a couple of weeks.
Cool. He has a talking Peter.
It's a great trip.
That's his new book.
I've heard of Mr. Ed, but geez.
Yeah, well,
Boy.
look at that thing.
I feel like we do.
You know what? One of those Gallagher guys. I don't care. Either one. Liam or the other.
Oh, yeah. You could take those
one of the
guys.
Gallagher guys.
That's a good choice.
I would
Very good.
I would love to fight a British person.
Yeah.
just to give it to him.
Yes. Make sure he's British, first of all.
I'm
Yes.
tired of these damn redcoats. I'll say it.
Yeah.
And
There was a British disc jockey in St. Louis for a while, and I was listening on the radio and my dad was in the car, and he goes, "I don't like this guy." I go, "Why not?" And he goes, "He thinks he's so smart." And this was just based on the fact that he had a British accent.
The Academy of Motion Picture Sciences, remember that every year they would give it to any movie that had an English accent?
Yes.
Well, that's because they're better.
This incredibly boring interpretation of E.M. Forster's incredibly boring novel features people with English accents doing incredibly boring things.
Let's see. It looks like Axl Rose is the one who gets in fights with his fans most often.
No, I could see that.
Yeah.
Oh, a couple of guys in KISS got into fights.
No.
Ace, are you aware of this? Paul Stanley?
Ace.
Paul Stanley fought somebody?
Started yelling at a member of the audience. Had
he's
been
a
using
wuss,
a
too.
laser pointer on the members of the band throughout the show. Was that you, Ace? Was that you?
I think I'd fight Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit just because of that Behind Blue Eyes cover. How dare you try that song?
Christy Lee is at her base, which of course is the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to try to get this animal hunk in or not?
I'm trying.
Okay.
Doctors in Egypt removed a live fish from a fisherman's windpipe.
Oh, no.
The 48-year-old man arrived at the Beni Suef Hospital where physicians
Where he
performed
said,
an endoscopy.
What's the matter? What's the matter, boy?
Yeah, they determined that the patient's windpipe was completely blocked by the fish.
I think he's got a frog in his throat. That's a fish.
I want a second opinion.
Christy, have you?
The medical team managed to successfully extract the fish, which was still alive.
Now, if you see this photograph from the emergency room, I assumed that the fish was probably maybe 3 inches long.
Yes, all right.
This fish is at least 9 inches long. And do you know what is the gill or no
The dorsal fin?
Yeah, the dorsal fin. You know how it's got it's
Spiky?
those spiky bones that it looks like they pulled it out against the grain, if you will.
Oh, it had to have. Because, yes.
Sure.
how'd it get in there?
Right, did he try to eat it?
Well,
They don't know.
They don't know.
It's a beautiful day on the fish.
It's
I
not
can't wait
clear.
to get in line in the wall.
I would like to speculate TikTok video.
Okay,
Nah,
I think that's fair.
It's not clear how the fish entered the man's throat. One report indicates the man was holding the fish in his mouth when it slipped down his throat.
Oh, man.
Oh, by the way, the man did survive.
Yeah.
Press reports suggest
Barely.
he tried to remove the fish from a net with his mouth when it jumped down his throat. So
Idiot.
I don't know.
Again, I mean, Josh, come here and look at this.
I'm
right.
trying to find.
I thought it might be like maybe a really slender fish, but I mean, this thing it looks like a bluegill. It's covered in blood as you can see them holding
I don't know if I
tools.
wanna
They
look at this.
removed it from his throat.
Well, he lived to tell the tale, so I'm sure every time he tells the story, the fish is going to get just a little bit bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
Man, a reverse Jonah.
Ugh, I'm not even tweeting that. That's too.
What's the matter, Ace? Cod got your tongue?
Oh, there we go.
Todd,
Don't
look at him.
He's happy.
He didn't hear reverse Jonah because he was working on God got your tongue.
Right.
Reverse Jonah was beautiful.
Very good. I like them.
Cod got your tongue. I thought Ace would love that.
So wait, is that cat got your tongue? Is that the joke?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, it doesn't, it's one syllable C, but it doesn't line up. It really doesn't line up.
Your own son.
I'm disappointed. It's
Did you let
unbelievable.
Pat sing a song?
Oh, you got a song, man?
Again? Oh.
Hanging in Egypt, fishing in the Nile. Watch out for asps and the crocodiles. And when you reach in the net off the back of your boat, don't let a fish jump down your throat. You got your live fish in the middle of his throat. Jump in his throat from the back of the boat. Live fish in the middle of his throat. Stinking like wild women.
All right.
Now, Pat, I gave you I gave you a little clue as to this challenge coming up.
Yeah, I found it. Yeah,
you found okay. Now this is a really obscure request since we're doing veterans request. This one involves a story that I'm going to read to you from the Associated Press. A Tennessee man has been jailed on felony charges after dipping his testicles into a container of salsa that was being delivered to a customer who had ordered the food online.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Delivery driver allegedly recorded the testicle dipping and posted the video online, saying this is what you get when you give an 89-cent tip for a 30-minute drive.
Ridiculous.
The food delivery service said that they have fired the woman who was the delivery driver, and her information was forwarded to the authorities. The alleged salsa testicle dipper remained behind bars last spring, pending a hearing. I'm not sure how it came up. The company did issue a refund for so-called tainted food.
Oh, of course.
Tainted food.
Oh, man.
Tainted food.
Accused of dipping both his testicles into the customer's salsa.
Yikes. Yeah.
Okay. I hope the customer didn't have a nut allergy. Thank you.
How would there be nuts in salsa?
Good point.
Oh, gross.
Wow. Okay. Now, Pat, you wrote a song about this, and
I did it in character. We can no longer say the character's name, but I still will sing it in character.
Okay. Okay. Very
Is that Willie Con Carne?
What are you doing?
He's cantankerous.
Yeah, he is.
I dip my balls in the salsa. I dip my balls in the salsa. I call it balsa. That's balls in the salsa. That's what you get for not tipping. Yes, my balls I am dipping. And by the way, Mr. Cheapo, your taquito was in my bunghole. Balls in salsa. Balls in salsa. I call it balsa.
All right.
Watch the entire show live or on demand at bobandtom.com or listen live.